Alright, wildlife fans, get ready for one of the most epic face-offs in the animal kingdom, the mighty rhino versus the lion, battle of the beast versus the king. Imagine a massive armored tank rolling through the savannah meeting the sleek, powerful hunter crowned as the king of beasts. It's like Godzilla meeting King Kong, but in real life and with way more fur and horns. Let me tell you, this showdown isn't just about brute strength or speed, it's a clash of survival styles, muscle versus strategy, raw power against teamwork. Picture a rhino barreling down like a bulldozer that could flip a jeep, and then the lion, lightning fast and sharp as a tactical ninja pack. I personally find it fascinating how these two totally different giants represent opposite ends of the survival spectrum. So buckle up, because this wild battle will take you deep into the heart of Africa's savanna, where every charge and pounce could mean life or death. Trust me, you won't want to miss a second. Alright, let's talk about the heavy hitters, size and muscle power, because when it comes to the wild, those things matter big time. Picture the white rhino. This beast tips the scales between 5,000 and 7,000 pounds and stretches up to a whopping 13 feet long. Imagine something longer than most cars and as heavy as a small elephant walking towards you. But here's the kicker, this isn't just any big animal. It's got armor that's nearly 2 inches thick, like nature's own built-in bulletproof vest, and a horn that can grow up to 5 feet long, sharp and deadly like a medieval lance. Now, the rhino might not win any races, it's no speed demon, but don't let that fool you. When it decides to charge, it's like a living tank barreling forward, capable of sending anything in its path flying. Yes, even flipping a jeep has been documented in wildlife reserves. I mean, can you imagine a 7,000-pound armored beast charging at you with a 5-foot spear on its face? I sure wouldn't want to be on the receiving end. In my experience watching wildlife, these giants demand respect just by their sheer presence. They're the kind of animal you'd want to give a wide berth to because once they're in full charge mode, it's game over for anything unlucky enough to be in the way. Nature's ultimate armored truck, slow but absolutely unstoppable. Alright, let's dive into the battle tactics because this is where the wild really shows off its strategy and smarts. First up, the rhino. Think of it as the ultimate solo brawler. This guy doesn't sneak around or play mind games. Nope, it just charges headfirst like a bull on a mission, using that massive horn like a battering ram. No fancy moves, no combos, just one solid hit, and it's lights out for whoever's unlucky enough to be in the way. It's like the wild version of a wrecking ball on legs, all about power and simplicity. Now, lions, they're a whole different story. These guys are the masters of teamwork and patience. A single lion rarely tries to take down a full-grown rhino alone because that's just asking for trouble. But put together a pride of 3 to 4 lions, and suddenly they become a tactical squad, constantly harassing, distracting, and wearing down the rhino. Their goal, to tire the beast out, find a weak spot, and strike when it's vulnerable. Lions often target the young or injured rhinos, they know when to pick their battles. Here's a wild example from the Serengeti. A pride of lionesses once surrounded and took down a rhino calf by outsmarting it with a classic surround and conquer move. But don't get it twisted, the rhino mom was not about to let that slide and sent those lions running with some fierce horn attacks. It's like watching an intense chess match where brute force meets clever teamwork. In my opinion, this contrast in battle styles is what makes the animal kingdom so fascinating. The rhino's straightforward, no-nonsense approach versus the lion's cunning and collaboration. Both have their strengths, and when they clash, it's always a show you don't want to miss. Let's talk personality because in the wild, attitude can be just as important as muscle power. Rhinos are pretty much the lone wolves of their world. They prefer flying solo and fiercely guard their territory. You'd be surprised, but they'll even throw down with other males over something as simple as a tree stump. And here's the kicker. When a rhino feels threatened or provoked, it doesn't mess around with warnings or bluff charges. Nope, it charges full speed ahead, like a missile locked on target, no second chances. Lions, on the other hand, have a cooler, more calculated vibe. These guys are patient observers and master strategists. Even though they wear the crown as the king of the jungle, they're not reckless fighters. Lions pick their battles wisely, only jumping into a fight if the odds are in their favor or if hunger is driving them to take risks. They're the epitome of cold, calculated power, stalking their prey with precision and teamwork. Here's a pro's take. Dr. Craig Packer, a lion expert from the University of Minnesota, nails it perfectly when he says, a healthy adult rhino is not a lion's idea of dinner. It's too dangerous, too risky, but a rhino calf. That's a different story. That pretty much sums up the game plan for lions. Why fight a tank when there's easier prey around? From my perspective, this contrast makes every encounter unpredictable and exciting. The rhino's quiet but fierce nature versus the lion's cool, strategic mind. When these two cross paths, it's like watching two very different styles clash on the ultimate wildlife stage. Alright, here's where things get really exciting: the ultimate showdown, guts versus strategy. Imagine a one-on-one face-off between a lion and a rhino. In that scenario, the lion's chances are pretty slim. One solid rhino charge right to the chest could end the fight instantly. It's like going up against a moving fortress with a horn as your worst nightmare. There's no fancy footwork or clever tricks that can save you from that kind of raw power. But hold on, this story takes a twist when you bring teamwork into the picture. Lions don't usually hunt or fight alone, and when a coordinated pride of 3 to 5 experienced lionesses sets their sights on a rhino, the dynamics change completely. These lions use distraction, endurance, and coordinated attacks to wear down the tough rhino, looking for any chance to outsmart and outlast. In the wild, it's rarely a fair solo duel. It's more like a high-stakes chess match with muscle and brains on both sides. So, what's the final takeaway? If we're talking strictly one-on-one, the rhino comes out on top about 9 times out of 10, a true heavyweight champion of the solo fight. But throw in the power of lion pride, and teamwork can turn the tables, proving that sometimes brains and collaboration beat sheer strength. From my experience watching wildlife, this balance between individual power and group strategy is what makes nature's battles so thrilling and unpredictable. It's a reminder that in the wild, survival isn't just about size or strength, it's also about smarts, teamwork, and knowing when to strike. Rhino versus lion, the most unexpected race in the wild. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the African savannah, where today we present the wildest, weirdest, and possibly the sweatiest race in animal kingdom history. In lane 1, the lion, the so-called king of the jungle, though fun fact, he doesn't even live in the jungle. But hey, branding is everything. He's sleek, muscular, and built like a sports car. Lions can hit top speeds of 50 miles per hour, 80 kilometers per hour, but only for short bursts. Basically, he's the guy who sprints 100 meters, wins, and then takes a 3-hour nap like he ran a marathon. In lane 2, the rhino, weighing in at over 2,000 kilograms of pure muscle, horn, and attitude. You might think he's slow, but nope. This walking tank can charge at 30 miles per hour, 50 kilometers per hour. That's right, faster than your average human on a treadmill set to panic mode. But here's where it gets hilarious: acceleration. The lion leaps into action like he's chasing a gazelle that owes him money. The rhino, on the other hand, takes a second to realize what's going on. He's like, wait, are we running? Why are we running? Oh well, I'm in. Top speed. Lion hits top speed in a few seconds, but only for about 100 to 200 meters before he's gasping for air like he just ran from his responsibilities. Rhino may take longer to get going, but once he does, that momentum. Unstoppable. He's like a bowling ball with a grudge. Strategy. Lion's all about stealth and ambush. He doesn't run for fun. He runs to catch dinner. Rhino doesn't run to chase things. He runs to say, get off my lawn. Or why are you looking at me? Stamina. Lion. I'll run, but only if it's absolutely necessary, like food or Instagram clout. Rhino. I don't run often, but when I do, you better hope I'm not running toward you. Final verdict. In a short distance sprint, lion wins. In a long distance chase with chaos, broken trees, and crushed SUVs, rhino dominates. But in reality, if these two ever met, they wouldn't race, they'd stare each other down, snort dramatically, and both walk away thinking, not worth the cardio. Are rhinos and lions dangerous to humans? Absolutely yes, handle with extreme caution. Let's get real, both rhinos and lions are not your everyday cuddly creatures. They're wild animals with serious muscle and zero patience for troublemakers, including humans. Rhinos might look like slow-moving tanks, but don't be fooled. They can charge at speeds up to 35 miles per hour, and their horn isn't just for show, it's a powerful weapon that can cause fatal injuries. Many wildlife experts warn that if a rhino feels threatened or cornered, it won't hesitate to attack. Remember, these giants see humans as intruders, especially if you get too close or surprise them. It's like poking a sleeping grizzly, dangerous and unwise. Now, lions are the ultimate apex predators with hunting skills that have evolved over millions of years. They can sprint up to 50 miles per hour and have a bite force strong enough to crush bones. While lions generally avoid humans, they become incredibly dangerous if they feel threatened, are starving, or if you accidentally stumble between a lion and its pride. There have been recorded attacks where lions have seriously injured or even killed people, so it's no joke. My personal take: whether it's a rhino or a lion, these are wild animals that demand respect and distance. The thrill of seeing them in their natural habitat is unmatched, but never forget you're a visitor in their world, and safety comes first. If you're ever lucky enough to see them up close, do it with a trained guide and always follow expert advice. Trust me, the stories of people underestimating these beasts don't end well. Rhino versus lion, danger level showdown. One is the king, the other is the tank. But which one is more likely to ruin your day? 1. Speed kill factor. Lion, 9/10. The lion is like that gym bro who only does sprints and protein shakes. He can reach 50 miles per hour, 80 kilometers per hour in just a few strides. That's fast enough to catch prey, chase tourists. Don't test this, or show off for lionesses. But here's the catch: he burns out quickly. Like 10 seconds of glory, then needs a nap. Rhino, 7/10. Imagine a truck with bad eyesight and road rage. That's the rhino. He clocks in at 30 miles per hour, 50 kilometers per hour, which might not seem like much, until 2,000 kilograms of rhino is charging at your ribcage. Slower to start, but once he moves, good luck stopping him. 2. Aggression level. Lion, 7.5/10. Lions are surprisingly chill, unless they're hungry, threatened, or annoyed by another lion trying to steal their girl. When they fight, it's fast, vicious, and dramatic. But they rarely attack humans unless provoked. Basically, a boss who just wants peace until you mess with his lunch. Rhino, 9/10. Rhinos wake up with an attitude. They don't like surprises, noises, sudden movements, birds, your face, your smell, or the sound of your camera shutter. If rhinos had social media, they'd block everyone and post angry memes. 3. Durability and defense. Lion, 6.5/10. Strong, yes. Agile, definitely. But under that majestic fur is just flesh and bone. Lions can get injured easily in fights, especially with big prey or other males. Beautiful but breakable. Rhino, 10/10. This guy is built like a tank wrapped in leather. His skin is 5 centimeters thick. That's thicker than your mattress. He's not just hard to hurt, he's basically impervious to most bites, scratches, and bad vibes. 4. Natural weapons. Lion, 8.5/10. He's got claws like knives, jaws that can crush bones, and that iconic neck bite that says, "Your dinner now." Add stealth, speed, and teamwork. Lions hunt in groups, and you've got a furry ninja with attitude. Rhino, 9/10. One word: horn. One charge from this guy, and you're airborne. That horn can grow up to 50 centimeters, and it's not just for show. It's been used to flip cars, gore predators, and win dominance battles. 5. Oh no factor. Lion, 8/10. Seeing a lion staring you down in the wild. That's the moment you remember every life choice you've ever made. Your brain goes into flight mode. But you don't run, because if you do, you're just a snack in motion. Rhino, 9.5/10. You hear thunder, but the sky is clear. You turn around, dust cloud, shaking ground, and a giant angry gray beast charging like a freight train. No time to scream, you just start regretting everything. Should you keep a rhino or lion as a pet? Spoiler alert, absolutely not. Let's clear this up right away. Rhinos and lions are wild animals, not your next-door neighborhood pets. As exciting as it sounds to have a mini Jungle Book right in your backyard, these magnificent creatures are not meant to be domesticated. Rhinos, with their massive size, thick armor-like skin, and unpredictable nature, need huge spaces to roam freely. Imagine trying to keep a 6,000-pound tank in your living room. Plus, their horn isn't just for show, it's a serious weapon that can cause harm if the rhino feels stressed or threatened. These guys belong to the wild savannas, not suburban streets. Lions, even more off-limits. These apex predators have instincts tuned for hunting and defending their pride. They require complex social structures, vast territories, and specialized diets. Trying to raise a lion at home isn't just dangerous, it's downright irresponsible. There have been cases where people who tried keeping lions ended up seriously injured or worse. Plus, it's illegal in many places because of the obvious risks to both humans and the animals. From my experience and what experts say, the best way to admire these beasts is to watch them thrive in their natural habitats or in well-managed wildlife reserves. Support conservation efforts instead of attempting to keep a wild animal as a pet. Trust me, the thrill of seeing a rhino or lion roaming free is way more rewarding than any pet experience you could have. Hey wildlife lovers, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the epic battles of the animal kingdom, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an adventure with me. Got thoughts, questions, or your own wild stories? Drop a comment below. I love hearing from you. Let's keep exploring the wild together.